Well, the state Supreme Court will now decide whether Wisconsin's domestic partnership registry is legal under the state constitution.
Political reporter Jessica Arp is there as the justices heard arguments from both sides.
All rise. The court is reconvened.
A case 4 years in the making got its day in front of the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
The marriage relationship, Madam Chief Justice, is described in Chapter 765, and it is almost identical to Chapter 770.
Attorney Austin Nimitz argued the case wasn't about benefits, but that requirements to become domestic partners, like not being related or being of the same sex, make the registry substantially similar to marriage, which is not allowed under a 2006 constitutional amendment.
I get a sense that you're rolling the dice here, and that if you prevail, but if you don't prevail on the question of whether this is a substantially similar or whatever the language is, the legislature can add benefits, bing, 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 and you don't have an argument anymore.
I believe, Justice Prosser, that the way we are construing the amendment is the only way that the amendment can be reasonably construed.
But attorney Christopher Clark, arguing for gay rights group Fair Wisconsin, says the registry doesn't come close to marriage.
I think the purpose of the legislation was to provide a limited number of important protections to same-sex couples and their families, and to do it entirely consistent with the marriage amendment that had passed in 2006.
The couples represented by Fair Wisconsin watched arguments in court.
I was emotional, honestly, during the testimony, because we're talking about a law. I understand, but this is our lives. These are our lives.
But the group who brought the suit believes justices will side with them.
I'm going to say I'm cautiously optimistic, that the rule of law will prevail and that we'll get a decision that will be, not judicially activist.
Jessica Arp for News 3 this morning.
The justices will now deliberate on the issue and write briefs with their decision. There is no timeline on how soon that may happen.